Welcome into the I-80 Club. Wednesday night in the club.
In the club.
Oh, man. We're on YouTube. Josh Peterson, Jack Mitchell. Jack, how are you?
Crazy. It's a new setup. I'm on a new computer. I'm slightly to the left of where I normally am. I've got...
You want to flip it?
I've got a work... No, I'm not going to touch anything now.
There we go. Look at that. You're on the other side now.
No, I mean, I'm on the other side of my desk. It doesn't matter because I can only see you. I can't see myself right now.
I see.
Because I've got the Discord open. I'm trying to figure out the best practices for arranging this when I do it.
Yep.
I don't know if this is it or not, but I'm learning. But, I mean, the great news is, Josh, it's on a computer that works. It's on internet that works. And so none of those are the issue. It's just my own kind of getting used to this setup, which is just a bit different.
Yep. So
but hopefully good for everyone.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone joining us. Just a couple of nuts and bolts on what we are doing now. We are obviously, if you're watching right now, you're listening live, you're a patron. If you're watching live, you're a patron. If you're listening before Saturday, that means that you are also a subscriber, and we appreciate your patronage. We're doing some different stuff. Obviously, if you're just listening to the audio at a later date, you're probably like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, we are on YouTube, and we have a new chat channel on Discord. So if you are watching us right now, it is near the top of the member lounge. It is the fifth one down, live show chat. We see Ben in there. We see Brendan in there. We see Matt in there. We see Sam in there. So we appreciate everyone for joining us there. There are people also commenting on YouTube. Jack, we do want people to mainly hang out on the Discord, right? Just kind of that's how it's been, or just so we also don't have to hop back and forth between YouTube and Discord
until I get my bearings here and what windows to have where and what to be looking at regularly. So I would say your best chance. Yeah, I legit just took a picture of my screen because I was going to show it to you and see what you thought about how I had it set up later. But yeah, I would say if you can chat on Discord tonight, but I'll try and look at the YouTube.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, if you want to hang out on YouTube, that's cool too. But yeah, it's just
can we see the chat? Can I see the chat on that?
Wow, you are. How old are you, Jack? It is.
Stop! Right, I haven't used. It's on brand. Do I just have to go to private?
No, go to comments.
Sorry, I got. Okay. Listen, that's not an old thing. I just haven't. I couldn't even see the side menu because of where I had the other thing. Shut up.
But
that was a fair question.
Ben says, "Don't come on YouTube. That's not fair." No, I mean, yeah, I guess feel free to comment wherever you want. We figured that most people would still be hanging out in the Discord. Looks like we have our usual crowd of folks hanging out with us tonight. A couple of things. Obviously, we want your feedback for this. We do not plan on just sitting here talking about the fact that we're on YouTube for an hour, so we're not going to do that. But we would love your comments. We would love your concerns. We would love your criticisms. We would also love the things that you like about what we're doing. So hit us up in the coming days about everything that we're doing. But we're hoping that this will be better for the sound, for the look. And Keena says YouTube chat is lame. So yeah, just hang out over in the Discord.
Which she writes in YouTube chat. That's funny.
How are you tonight, Jack?
That's funny. I'm pretty good. I'm good. I had as often the case, I had a harrowing experience before a podcast.
Yeah.
If you want to hear about
in terms of trying to log in and get everything set up and looking at where the chats are, or something in real life.
My mind is going a million miles an hour trying to figure out my best setup for this right now. No, besides that. So I was now that we have to mow our lawns every 3 days, those of us who have lawns, not to brag.
Yeah.
But those of us who have lawns have to mow our lawns every 3 days. Tonight was like the have to mow night for me because rained last night. It's going to rain tomorrow. So I tried to do it quickly, but tonight, my son's doing a volunteer coaching for a baseball team, and they had a game in Omaha. So he took my wife's car instead of his own car because we thought it'd be more roadworthy than his car. That detail's not important. My wife and my daughter were in our other car. Bottom line was I had no car at our house that had keys to it. And while I was mowing, I ran out of gas, and no one from that group was going to be home anytime in the next 2 hours. And I had no gas left. So I tried to figure out what to do. And I finally decided, I made the choice to get on my son's bike and ride the bike with the gas can to the gas station.
That's pretty awesome. What time was this?
This was, I don't know, about 5:30, 5:45. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be for multiple reasons. Number one, it's just more difficult to balance a gas can when you're riding a bike, and haven't rode a bike for a long time than I thought that it would be. Number two, like I was going up the hills, and it was tough, it was rough, and like I was like, you know what I need to do when I used to ride bikes a lot more, stand up, right? Get that weight working for me on there. Well, I was wearing my mowing shoes, and if people like me have mowing shoes, you know what they are. They're your most worn out,
green as hell
possible shoes, green as hell. All of the wear on the bottom is completely off.
It's just super. I mean, super slick. Where if it was one of the wet days in the grass, you might be slipping and sliding around a little bit.
So I get up. Because I'm trying to get up a hill, and so I stand up to get a little extra oomph on the thing, and the flat part of the shoe just goes whoop right off the front, and I just go right on the bike, and almost bite it big time, right on Van Dorn Street in Lincoln. I mean, it was just almost wildly embarrassing. I caught myself. I swore really loudly.
Oh,
got back on the bike.
Chuck says a literal groin kick.
Yes, it was, and I just missed that. Like everything that needed to land where it did. I mean, it was like landed like this. Just stop, not there, but just there. And then got back up. I get knocked down, I get back up again, as they used to say. Got back on the bike, rode. Also had lost my wallet, so I didn't have a wallet to pay for gas, so I was just hoping they had one of those phone things that you could do. If anybody sees my wallet, let me know. Paid for it, rode back, finished mowing the lawn, got it done, made some baked potatoes for my wife.
Hey, I had a baked potato tonight.
That's what she wanted. That's not a euphemism for anything. I actually made
her baked potatoes. You made her a baked potato. Yeah. And then we're trying to start a YouTube extravaganza.
And then I got down, and so I was
logged in. You're putting in codes.
And baked potatoes always sound like kind of a good thing to make, but then I realized these things always take 20 minutes longer than I think they're going to get done. How do you guys make your baked potatoes?
Air fryer, 400 degrees, an
hour. How long?
Hour and 5 minutes.
Damn, no wonder. Jeez.
Well, how long did you think it was going to take?
I tried it a half hour to start.
Oh, dude. Yeah, no way. Yeah, they're at least an hour.
An hour and 5 minutes.
Poke a bunch of holes, put some oil on it, some salt on the outside.
That's exactly what I did. I did all of that.
Nice and crispy.
And it ended up being in there because I kept adding. After a half hour, I kept adding 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, probably up to the exact time that you had yours in.
Growing up, we were always an hour in the oven. It had to be an hour in the oven.
I've made them in the microwave before too. So
I hate them in the microwave. Yeah, Bruce says chef hack, microwave in a pinch works. I think baked potatoes in the microwave are disgusting.
No, I don't really like baked potatoes that much. The air fryer changed it all for me.
Oh man, yeah, nice.
It changed it all because then you cut them open. You leave them like that in there for the last 5 minutes or so.
Oh, I didn't do that before.
It gets the meat of it or the fruit of it crunchy.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's so good.
D-Dub, Josh can run a half marathon and have a perfect baked potato when done. Yeah, so my hack is, and I don't know if this is totally safe, but I got home. First thing I did, cleaned off the potato, poked some holes, did all the oil and salt, threw it in the air fryer, took Banks for a walk. By the time I get back, there's like a half hour left. I've skipped a lot of the process, so it was perfect.
Yeah, that's like me. Except I stared at the clock for the entire hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I lifted up the lid like 5 times, which I'm sure screwed everything up too.
You're not supposed to do that. Whatever. By the way, somebody, who was it that said it? I assume it was, JB. I've never eaten a baked potato. Ha ha. Classic JB.
I mean, classic JB. If there's anybody new in the club watching this, you have got to get to the Discord during the chat to hear JB food takes. JB is not eating.
I would have been surprised had he had a baked potato.
100%.
Let's be honest.
100%.
If he would have said, "Oh yeah, I love baked potatoes. I eat them all the time," I would have said, "Wow, that's actually a bigger stunner." That's a bigger stunner to me.
It's one of the best things about the Discord is just the occasional JB's never tried this, and then he tries it and lets us know how it is. So yeah, very good.
D-Dub asked, how many miles could I realistically run during an air frying of a baked potato? He asked 11 or more. I could definitely run over 10. I would get close to 11 miles. If I was doing a race, I could run about 11 miles in the time it takes.
It would be a fun game to try and have a zero-sum calorie situation. How many potatoes would you have to make to take up all the calories that you made
That I
after
had just
running for an
burned?
hour? Yeah, because what's a potato, like 150 calories probably or
That's a
so?
good question.
It's actually less than you think. That was part of the reason we had them tonight.
Yeah,
I was
110 calories per
that's what
5.3 ounce serving.
that's what the
Wow, that
bag said, but
surprises me.
that sounded I kind of more than that because that sounded too low. They
So
were big ones.
Jack, I do this thing where I upload, it's funny. I'm going to look at my 10-mile race actually to help tell this story better. So I use this website called Smash Run. It's basically a data visualizer. It adds up all the races, all the miles I've ever run, yada, yada, yada. Well, one of the things that it tells you is the amount of calories that you burned in that run. What is the equivalent? It gives you a healthy item, or you can click on
Oh,
it
that's
and do
awesome.
something unhealthy. So I looked at the race, my 10-mile race, which I did last year. And this was so I burned, now this is counting the calories that you burn just by existing. So it's not
Yes.
just by running. I burned 1,367 calories
Okay.
during that hour.
I'm really curious. What would it give you as a healthy option for that?
Yes.
Like 8 pieces of chicken? I mean,
Healthy option is an entire watermelon. I'm surprised
that can't be that many. There's no way that's that many
a
calories.
10-pound watermelon is about 1,300 calories. Wow, I guess 10-pound
Really?
watermelon, that's a big ass
Dude,
watermelon.
I want to see you eat an entire watermelon.
I
That's
hate watermelon,
amazing.
so I won't do that.
What?
The unhealthy equivalent is a pint of Ben and Jerry's Chubby Hubby.
Yeah.
So I could eat a whole pint
That
of ice
sounds
cream.
like that amount of calories.
Ben writes, "Is this Josh's running podcast?" No, that'll come out. A new episode
Sorry.
coming out on Friday. Jack, episode 52 this week. Episode 52.
Amazing.
How
Congrats.
cool is that? Thank
Very
you.
cool. Very cool.
All right.
Who's on? Who's on? Cross promote.
His name is Gerald Kubiak.
Oh, love him.
Oh, you stop it.
Tony's brother?
Stop it. Would you stop it?
Is it Tony's brother?
I don't know who Tony is. Who's Tony?
Did you say Gerald Kubiak?
Kubiak. Yeah, Kubiak. Yeah.
You don't know who Tony Kubiak is?
No.
Former coach of the Texans, a former Broncos
Oh,
quarterback?
no, that's not Tony Kubiak. That's
Gary Kubiak.
Gary Kubiak. Yeah.
Tony is
Yeah.
Tony, that's his other brother. Those guys.
Yeah. That's the other.
The
It's the
Kubiak
other one.
boys, you know.
Yeah.
You don't mess
Subscribe to
with
the podcast.
You don't mess with the Kubiak boys.
Hey,
What?
Friday night football. We learned about it today. It is official that Nebraska is playing on a Friday. It's funny because by the time that this news is announced, this is not a surprise. Everyone knows. We were chatting about it in the Inside Info
It's an
channel.
old topic now in the I-80 club.
Yeah.
Kinda.
But like, what is? I guess I don't know. What is your reaction just given now that we have been talking about it essentially for a few days?
My biggest reaction is I'm surprised they did it. Is that
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm curious if they had the pressure put on them to do it. I don't think they wanted to do it.
They definitely did not.
Yeah. So I'm curious what has changed in the past when some schools could just say no, drug style to Friday night games. Because
Did
that
you
used
see
to
the
be
Mitch
the
Sherman
case.
tweet from earlier today?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He said Nebraska has been resistant to Friday night games at home because of the disruption it would cause high school football. The decision was taken out of the school's hands this year in part because its 4 Big Ten road games other than Iowa, which is already a Friday game, are all set for homecoming weekends of its opponents.
I mean, I didn't think they would resist it because of the high school football. I thought they would resist it because of the logistics nightmare that goes along with it. That's why I thought that it would be a huge issue. And because some of the business community is going to be very upset about it as well. So I actually informed the president of the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce this was coming.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, your members might want to be ready for your members having some opinions on this.
Don't you think, though, that the volleyball match last year was like, it ended up being this perfect test balloon trial run, and while people said it was a huge pain in the ass, it ended up working out pretty seamlessly, all things
but
considered?
they canceled the classes that day at the university.
I know.
Like, I don't know.
But is that big of a deal?
I would think some people think it is, yes.
Okay. I mean, do you?
I mean, geez, you're on the verge of calling me a nerd here because
I'm just asking.
care about
do you think
academics.
It's a big deal? No, do you think it's a big deal to cancel classes?
Cancel a day of classes? Sure, yeah. That's what the university exists for primarily. So yeah, I would say that's a big deal.
All right.
An entire day of classes.
If you do it one time in the whole school year for an extra bonus day off, like I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I mean, I don't know. It
It's
seems
a
like
Friday.
I'm sure they get some blowback for that, don't you think?
Sure, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's Bruce says not a big deal, Jack. D-Dub says not a big deal. Most kids skip Friday anyway. Biff says we cancel classes for some snow. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
we ain't come here to play school.
Yeah, we don't come here to play school.
I don't know, man. They didn't used to ever cancel the university for snow, by the way. So, like, maybe it's a different era of a bunch of softies now.
Yeah. Biff also says, why are there so many takes on Friday football? All the idiots whining will be there like every other game. There was someone, Jack, during our show today, during John and I show, who said that they think only 45,000 people are going to go to this game. That was my exact reaction.
Why? Well, why? Because what did you?
It'll be too hard to get off of work. They won't be able to get off of work. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on.
No,
John thinks that this will be the most attended game of the whole season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he thinks that this will be the highest scan ticket game of the whole year.
I don't think that. I think that'll be Colorado.
I think it'll be Colorado too.
I think that'll be Colorado for sure. But
Biff says I bet my 401k on it being over 45,000. Biff, yeah, I'll join you on that. Let's throw my 401k in there.
Unless the South Stadium collapses before the game.
Hell, and even then they'll still be over 45,000. They'll be at like 60.
True. Yeah. I'm not like mad about it. No, I'm not. I'm surprised. My big reaction is I am surprised. I thought they were going to do everything in their power. I didn't know that the league was going to eventually pull the trump card and just be like, sorry, you have to do it. Yeah. So that explains basically everything, because I know there was a lot of resistance to ever doing it. And I don't know, the schedule came out. Does Michigan or Ohio State have to do one? No, of course. Yeah. Of course they don't.
Michigan doesn't. Ohio State doesn't. Minnesota doesn't, but Minnesota will have a Thursday to open the season. And then there is, I think, one more team that will not be playing Minnesota on that Friday.
They probably want to. They would.
D-Dub says, do we know the date and game? Yeah, it's Illinois, and it's September 20th. So it's the fourth game of the season. It is after all of the non-conference games, so it is the first game of the conference season. Matt says, I have a season parking pass. How will that work that Friday game?
Stuff like that.
Well, they're going to cancel classes, so all of the parking lots are going to be open. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're canceling classes.
If nobody's like just still doing other things at the university.
What are you talking about?
Using parking lots? I don't know. Going to the library?
On the weekend, they close
a Matt's parking lot?
I can't tell if you're doing a bit or if you're serious right now. Like, they'll just say you have to leave. They do that on Friday nights before all normal games. Right. They put up stuff for the parking lots and say, if you are here tomorrow, you're going to get towed. Right, so they'll do that for Thursday into Friday.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. You seem disappointed by this.
Bruce
says, Jack, are you high?
Is this that? I'm not even really expressing a strong take. My strong take was I thought canceling school would be, having to cancel school would be something that would make the university resistant. That's my take.
Yeah.
If that's a drug-induced type take, I apologize. But that was my thought.
Marijuana type take.
Because I heard people say that after the volleyball game. Yeah. I heard people who were, related to some of this stuff say they're never going to be able to do, after seeing how that went, you're never going to be able to do a Friday football game unless you do everything we did to basically.
See, but that's funny. You're never going to be able to do this unless we do what we literally just did. Like, yeah, okay, well, you learned how to do it.
Right. Okay, fine. I'm not personally mad they're canceling or would probably cancel classes. I think there was resistance within the university for that, which is my only point.
No, and for the record, I don't disagree with you. I just think the Big Ten forced them to do it.
Right.
I think that's kind of where it starts.
Yeah.
D-Dub says Jack hopped up on gas fumes from his bicycle ride. And Adam says,
my gosh,
just what a high person would say.
This is crazy. I give takes like I'm high all the time. This is one of my least high takes of all time.
Interesting.
To be honest.
Poll question, is this one of Jack's least high takes?
Yes, for sure it is. Like that. All you're doing is normalizing my other takes if you say it's not.
By the way, Keena says they kick students out of the garages for high school championships too. So, that's obviously a weeknight or a weekday proposition. Biff says, am I nuts? Isn't it awesome thing to have college football world more focused on our game rather than lost in the shuffle of the 11 and 2:30 games? I don't understand all the pushback.
It's that awesome. It's fine.
What about this from Corey? If we have to have a Friday game, it's a good week for it. Short week coming off Northern Iowa and an extra day to prepare and go to Purdue. Yeah,
that's a good reason.
This is better than the UCLA game from that perspective, right? Like, you get a bonus day to prepare for what you think to be a tougher opponent in Purdue, and coming off of an FCS game and versus Northern Iowa, not a huge deal. Not a huge deal.
I like that reason. I like the fact, I think it was Dave who also said in the chat something that I had said before, which I feel this way. I'd rather have it be this than an 11 a.m. Saturday game. I'll tell you
100%,
that much.
100%.
I don't like 11 a.m. Saturday games. So I would pick Friday night over 11 a.m. Saturday. That sounds more fun.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be the UCLA game. I thought it would be the UCLA game. So I was wrong on that. Just based on the less high school football conflict, based on UCLA's schedule, based on some of that stuff. But no, I like the idea of sort of the 3-day weekend starting with Halloween. That sounded fun to me.
Yeah.
But whatever. This will be fine. I'm not triggered about it. I'm probably not going to the game.
Interesting.
So I'm not going to the game. I think it'll end up being a pretty normal game. I think maybe some different people will get tickets than would before.
Okay, so I have a theory on this. I think it's going to be a more intense crowd who are up in arms about having to do this on a Friday are going to sell their tickets to fans who are pumped about it being on a Friday. And so I think it could end up being a pretty fun atmosphere, certainly a different and more unique atmosphere than we've seen around here.
Yeah, I agree. I think there'll be some different people, exactly like you said. I think it might be a slightly different crowd, maybe a little bit more raucous. I don't know. It'll be a nice, different, unique feel and flavor for those games. Yeah. And it'll free up a Saturday. So
hey, and then when you and I do the show the next morning, it'll be a post-game show. That'll be fun.
I wouldn't want to want to get in a huge habit of this. Like once a home game on a Friday, once every, I don't know if I would even say every, is there going to be a Friday game every year? Do we think now?
No. Again, I think that this is a perfect storm of weird scheduling stuff. Again, every team except for Iowa, Nebraska is their homecoming opponent. And so the homecoming games are not going to be Friday games like that. I think it ended up just being a weird luck of the draw type situation. And they wanted Nebraska on Fridays, and obviously Mr. Yogurt didn't put up too much of a fight for it.
But I mean, just generally, Nebraska's had last year, they had a Friday game, right?
The year before they had a Friday game.
Before they had a Friday game. I mean, they've had one most years. Are we coming around to, whether home or away, that there will be a Friday game every single year? Is that, or around one per year?
I think that it's kind of been that way, right? Like
maybe it has.
They had
okay,
one.
Go back with me. Illinois last year. What was 2 years ago? Was that Rutgers?
2 years ago was the Rutgers game. Yeah, on the road. 2021, I don't believe they had a Friday game, but they did play a week 0 game, just like they did a couple of years ago too. Okay. So I feel like that kind of 2020 is such a different proposition.
Yeah, I don't count 2020.
They did play on a Friday.
They had an at Illinois game before the pandemic.
That was 2017. That was Mike Riley's last year.
Okay. Were there any other? I don't know if there were any other Big Ten ones besides.
I believe that is the last, because that was when Fox came into the picture.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's been a big if you remove the weirdness of COVID. Well, even though they played a Friday game during COVID. So if you count COVID, 2017, 2020, 2022, 23, 24. So since 2017, this will be the 5th time.
Here's the thing, Josh. So it's like old hat. It's not new. And
it's new that it's at home.
It's new that it's home, but that doesn't really affect me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I was going to be pissed about this, I would have been pissed about all the other ones. And to some degree, I probably was at the time. But, it feels like old hat at this point. I don't want it to affect the home field advantage. I don't think it will. So
yeah, I think it'll make it better.
I don't have a bar downtown that's losing money on this, so I'm not mad about that.
Yeah, Matt wants to know, will the game be at 7, 7:30, or 8? It'll be at 7. So it'll be at 7:00 Central Time. So a fairly, normal prime time kickoff. Yeah, I like it. I definitely have gotten used to it. I think it's enjoyable. I mean, peek behind the curtain. We have already had a meeting about it today at the office to try to do something with our show and do our show from Lincoln. So, I think we're going to try to, embrace it and blow it out. So hopefully we're able to do so.
And then I know there will be the high school football crowd who will get mad, and it's happened already on Fridays, and they'll say, we're doing something we've just not done before. We've hurt the sanctity of high school football. And then I bring up the fact, my senior year playing for East, our first game was on a Thursday night, was on the same night as Nebraska, Oklahoma State, when
Lawrence Phillips
went crazy on them. So we were even back in fall of 95, we were having high school games preempt. Now, I get it. It was Thursday, not Friday. But in Nebraska, Thursday's a high school football night too. It's a smaller one, but even back in 95, Thursday was a high school football night because Seacrest couldn't handle all the teams' games, so they had to spread them out. I had that game of videotaping on VHS in my basement, Josh, and the dang PA announcer during the East game, goes on at Seacrest and gives score updates, and I'm in my helmet on the sideline, definitely not playing, covering my ear holes, not paying attention. I'm like, I can't hear the score. I don't want to have anything spoiled. And
that is classic Jack. That is so on brand.
While we were going in and getting our first win of the year against Omaha Bryan, yes, got a win. Riley Jane ranked as 9th in the state and then lost 8 straight to finish the season. But we were ranked number 9 in the state after beating Omaha Bryan, and I was furious. I was like, why would they spoil the game like that? Because I didn't have to worry about that. That's legit the only way that thing could get spoiled, because there's no internet. There's no internet then. There's internet, but not like that I could get spoiled. So I thought I was home free. I didn't think there was any way that anybody was going to spoil that thing for me. I was furious.
That's amazing.
And then I heard the score, and I was like, oh man, I gotta go see what's happening.
So when did you watch it?
A bunch of my friends and I from the team went back to my house. We ordered pizza and we watched it afterwards on VHS, and we were like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
this team's probably going to be pretty good this year.
And
then they didn't lose again, and we didn't win again after that night that we watched that.
A couple comments real fast. And it's funny because they're pretty much back to back. Adam says the high school football people are annoying AF. And then Josh D'Lo, I had no idea he was a dad. He says Westside.
Kid goes to Westside.
I had no idea. Westside Bell West, greater than Nebraska, Illinois, but only because my son is playing. I hate this. And then I was like, "You're a dad," and he says, "I'm old AF."
Yeah, I knew he had a kid at Westside.
All right, well, I guess I didn't realize
that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. I don't.
That's the one part of the high school.
I don't blame him for being pissed.
Yes, if a dad or a mom,
I was in that position as a player. That sucks.
I would be upset. Yeah, if I was a player, I'd be pissed too. I'm like, I'm trying to watch the Huskers.
A lot of people said Lincoln East Omaha Bryan 1995 was the Bellevue West Omaha West side of that day.
Definitely, many people, tears in their eyes, big strong men.
Yes.
Yeah. But the people who are just doing this as a reason to not play it and don't give a shit about high school sports, I can't stand those people. I'll be honest. Oh, but tradition. There is no tradition in anything in life anymore. The NFL is playing on a Wednesday this season. Nobody cares about any traditions anymore.
The other thing they did in 95 in Nebraska high school football is they played games on Saturdays. They played high school games on Saturdays.
That's what are they trying to do? Encroach on college football? Won't they think about college? Won't they think about college football?
Oh, I know. The only reason I know that is because I was always worried in 1995, in the years that I played high school football, that I was going to have a game during a Nebraska game. It was a thing then.
Yeah,
it's not a thing of just the last few years. Is my only point with this whole thing. So. It's not a brand new encroachment, is what I'm saying.
No, it's not. It's new, and Josh just brings this up as a home game. It could affect those of us who are going to go in person, and because people are talking about watching on their phones while they're at the high school game. Obviously, that has probably happened. It happened last year. It happened the year before. This will be different because there will be season ticket holders who will be unable to attend now because they're going to go support their kid.
How many people are moving their wedding to this Saturday now? Quickly trying to move their wedding to that.
Dude, I mean, you got married. I've been married twice. One of them was at a venue. You know how hard that is. Have to lock that. My first wedding, we locked that shit up over a year in advance. It was probably 13 months.
Okay, better question. Or how many are deciding to get engaged right now with that window available for the fall?
Oh boy. Good question.
Yeah, you're right. It would be.
Here's the other thing. How many people, who scheduled it for Friday and now are screwed? How many people scheduled it for Saturday thinking that they were going to catch a lot of shit, and now it's like, now it's saved. Us, no Husker game. This is great.
Just saved out of nowhere, and all of a sudden your wedding is a party.
Yeah,
you better double the cake budget though. Double the open bar.
Keena, venue inboxes are full. Biff says, get married in May like an adult.
Hell yeah.
Or August.
June.
Do it right before football. Do it right before football season. You're totally good to go.
That's right. My anniversary's coming up in a couple of weeks.
Husker Venue Friday wedding people are fucked. Yeah, I went to a fall wedding on a Friday when I was in college. It's like, oh, this is nice. There's not a ton of games that I want to watch today. So No,
Yeah.
Matt, my anniversary is tomorrow. Happy anniversary, Matt.
Oh, nice job, Matt.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Jack,
Way
we're a
to
half
go.
hour in. Let's go behind the scenes. How is the YouTube and Discord chat treating
Good.
you right
I don't know.
now?
You guys might see me doing this like I'm watching a tennis match here, but other than that, it's working great.
Good.
Working great. You had a little glitch a little while ago. I'm sure it was your internet, but other than that, everything is fine.
Nice, Jack.
Like legit, I think that is true. But no, it's good. It's good. I hope the users feel that way as well. Because it works out for us because we can just have two windows open. I actually didn't pop you out, Josh. I just ended up just using where I want to see myself too. So
interesting. How come?
Just love how I look.
Vanity.
Thank you, Husker Framu.
Yeah, Ben. Jack doesn't respond to chats anyway. That's why I wanted to pause and ask because you barely seem to respond to anybody. So I just wanted to make sure you were seeing
seeing all
the great comments from our.
God, you guys are out of control with the critique today. I've been talking about the chats. I'm not taking. I haven't acknowledged the chat once. Okay, well, all right. It's not true that I'm not watching. I just read it. I just acknowledged that exact one, Chuck, to be honest. So thank you. Wow, well, this is weird. Even Husker Framu's coming out for me here. Thank you.
Wow, that's nice. Look at you. Handshake meme. JB says I'm liking it so far. Adam says, Jack, your shirt is wrinkly.
That's because I just freaking mowed my lawn in it. It's my Froggy 98 one.
Oh, man.
Jack is the 590 of this room. What the hell does that even mean?
I'm going to dig it.
I have no idea what that means. What I would like that explained. What does that mean?
Matt says Jack's computer / internet has been flawless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's yeah. And Matt's excited because he helped me do that. So
yeah. Bruce says I'd say the chat response is about 69% nice. Josh, 31% Jack. I'd say that's about right. Maybe even bump me up a little bit higher, I would say. But otherwise,
I'm reading it all.
Maybe 76.9% or 80%.
I was reading that. I just thought you guys were all kind of mean to D'Lo right away at the beginning when he said he had that game. So I was reading that. I know. I was just keeping some of my thoughts to myself. Sometimes things are better.
That doesn't sound like you.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Biff says Jack's hand signals are killing me. We've got handshaking meme and racking himself on a bicycle sign language. Incredible.
But stop, because my feet hit the ground right there.
By the way, there was a comment, and I put it out on our I put it out on our Twitter feed at I80 Club, which we do use from time to time. And this was earlier from Bruce. He said, "This is weird. I usually have Josh on the left and Jack on the right, with the chat also open on the right. So normally I never see Jack. I had no idea he spoke so much with his hands."
Oh, okay. This is number one. That's weird. You've never seen it, and I actually do. I don't even know that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't notice it either. I feel like as broadcasters we speak with our hands a lot. Wow, JB, upset of the century so far. Jack's internet is working and Josh's has been spotty. Man, so I've been streaming
it's a new era, boys.
All right, I turned off the basketball game. Or not. I'm not.
I was going to turn on the baseball game.
Yeah, I'm turning that off. Wow, that is disappointing. I don't like hearing that I am struggling.
You actually don't look like I'm in a little higher definition than you too.
I think that's because you have a better camera than I do. I think that's part of it too. Yeah, interesting.
Screenshot.
Alex says Omaha's internet blows. Husker from you. Jack, could you give Josh some technical advice? All right, see now we need to settle down.
I love the new YouTube era.
Oh, dude,
tables have turned.
You were like everyone's calling you high.
Mm-hmm.
Matt says Josh can't use your iPhone as the webcam for your Mac. I guess so. I've never tried that before. I probably have to get a little kickstand for it. Yeah, it would look better, wouldn't it? I've never tried that before.
You mean something like this?
No, it would. I'd probably want it like above the computer.
Yeah, you would want it up there. That's true.
So not a tiny.
I set up you want to know what I did? I got an old iPod, old mini iPod. I set it up as a second monitor on this Mac using the app Duet.
Fun.
Yeah.
Alex says, Josh, have you tried doing the show on your phone? No, I don't want the bars. I did once, like Jack.
No, well, not video. I did one once when I was at my in-laws' house. I just did audio once with you.
Yeah, I'd have to get. Maybe my computer is old and I need to fix stuff.
Okay. My wife just texted me and said, "Just so you know, we can hear you easily up here." That was right when I called you a bitch.
Nice. By the way, a comment from Dave Fight on the YouTube. He says, "I'm listening while mowing. Audio is nice, but YouTube closes when I pull up Discord." That's weird.
Oh, I was worried about stuff like that.
See, but yeah, our folks in here hanging out on YouTube and on their phone and on Discord. I feel like I've done that before, so I know it's possible. I wonder if Dave has an older phone. No, yeah, Chuck says non-YouTube premium. No, Chuck, I don't have premium YouTube, and I am able to do that on my phone.
No, you can't. That's wrong. You're wrong.
I've done it before.
You're secretly signed into premium or some special deal.
Yeah, very interesting. Me, I've done it. No, you haven't. Okay, well, I guess it's hard to argue with.
Well, I don't know
about my life.
It's hard to know what your technological situation is if you understand what's happening or not. It's just hard.
Josh D'Lo just said he's doing that. So what do you think about that, Jack?
All right, fine. Me 10, you won today.
Oh, yeah, very, very interesting. Brennan says, yeah, I watch YouTube on my phone all the time in a pop-out window. Look at all these people commenting saying that that's how they're doing it. Very interesting.
I already admit it.
Very interesting.
I already admitted I was wrong.
Tina says, Jack is flipping the bird and swearing his wife is going to make him quit hanging out with
true.
Chuck. Yeah, am I a bad influence on you? Well, Ben says Josh does lie sometimes, to be fair. I lie? Okay, let's settle down here. What's going on? Look, people do come up to me with tears in their eyes. Big, strong men. They come up to me and they say, sir.
Dave, as long as first of all, you're not really going to chat much while you're mowing.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair.
I mean, yes, just concentrate on mowing, man. Because before you know it, you're going to have to mow again, given how Lincoln is, if you take too long chatting during it. But
he did follow up and said basic YouTube new Android phone. I do have an iPhone, so maybe this is an iPhone versus Android situation.
But it's okay. If people are stuck on the YouTube chat, I can look at both of them very easily.
Yeah, it's not that hard. Yeah, we can flip it back and forth.
Not an issue.
Any other sports things that are on your mind, Jack? We very rarely talk Husker baseball, but we could talk Husker.
What's the score of the game? Somebody tell me that.
I'm literally just about to ask.
I can't find my remote, or I would turn it on because this internet is blazing and it needs something else to test it.
Good Lord.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to stream some
5-2. Huskers are up 5-2.
I'm going to get online and play some Fortnite while we do this, just to give this internet a challenge.
Right. Would you settle down, Jack? Would you settle down? My goodness. D'Lo says, Dave, it's past 8 o'clock, not mowing hours.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The sun is still up though, and it's basically summertime. I think it's kind of allowed.
Dude, I'm about to enter probably next week, Josh, the creepiest, weirdest week of my life, and that's when I show up to work. I show up to work and the sun is out, and I cannot stop. Like, it messes me up. So creepy and weird was a weird way to describe it, but
that's not creepy or weird.
Fine. Anyway, it just gives me like a panic attack. It makes me feel like I'm like 4 hours late all the time.
It is weird.
All the time. And so that starts like about next week and lasts for almost a month, and then doesn't happen the rest of the year.
So most of the time, and this is not me trying to make you jealous or anything. Most days I wake up at about 7. Sometimes I'm up, so I know.
Unbelievable.
As I get into my marathon
training, my life, man. Someday I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that someday in my life before I die, I hope.
So some of when I get into the heart of my summer training, there will be days where I'll wake up at about 6 just so I can get my run in, before it gets too hot. Anyway, so I do this essentially all year long, right? I'm usually waking up around 7, sometimes a little bit earlier. And there's like the part in the winter when it is just pitch black for like an hour while I'm working. And so it's very odd to wake up and to open the blinds right now. And it's like, it's not even just like, oh, there's the sun. It's starting to peak, but it's sunny. It is totally sunny. And it will be like that when I first start waking up at about 6 in the morning to do my runs. Oh my gosh, man. It's going to be wild.
Yeah. I would hate getting out of work when it's dark like you do.
It sucks, dude. I hate it so much.
Would definitely hate that, but
yeah, it's not.
But the rest of it. No, I seriously, I cannot someday, man, someday. I really wonder, like, if I didn't have to be up at 6 o'clock or with my show starting at 6 o'clock, I should say, I get up at about 4:45. Yeah. But like, if I had a job to start at like 9 or like whenever I wanted to, which is not really how jobs work, but like, I wonder what.
I will say my job, I do kind of feel like it starts whenever I want to in terms of my morning, in terms of building my morning.
Yeah. Most people don't have that.
I'm very lucky.
Like, I haven't had a normal weekday morning since 2006.
That's crazy.
Like I haven't had a up with my family. I didn't see my kids ever go to school in the morning. I never did it. I never saw them off from school because my son started kindergarten like 2 years after I started my job.
That's
So
wild.
that's so yeah. Have never brought my kids to school. There might have been a day where I took a day off and did it, but never got them ready. My wife got them ready, which was crazy when they were little. All of that. I never did any of that. Like when there was a baby in the house. So yeah, that is that's something that I'm looking forward to someday doing. So anyway, subscribe to our Discord so I can make this my full-time job.
Yeah, there you go. Bigelow, the YouTube of it all, talking time zones.
That's right.
We love time zones.
We need to find a way to pin the YouTube link so people don't have to scroll to find it.
No, it should be there. I'm gonna try to open up
Discord.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna open up Discord on my phone and hopefully I don't screw anything up. But let's see. Yeah. So
internet seems to be stuck when you did that.
Is it freaking out?
It did. I think that blem.
I can't tell. Is my internet actually freaking out or are you just being a weirdo?
No, it's fine now. Normally it sucks lately.
You're so weird. All right, so if you're on the app and you scroll to the very top where all of the channels are, there's a little calendar thing, and if you click there, that's where the YouTube link will be. I'm trying to help people. And you're as Chuck says, you're just being an ass. I'm trying to help, Jack.
Too gently donut. You remember that thing in Wayne's World 2 when he?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking of when I did that.
So yeah, that's where the link is on the app at all times.
Can we go over the? Can we go over the full? I know we already talked about Friday, but do you have it handy? I don't know if your internet can handle, but could you get me the full list of Friday?
I'm going to
Friday
kill you.
games.
That was kill you.
That was good. If I could do it here, I got a couple of devices that are available.
Yeah, I'm sure that you'll find it very fast.
That's the problem is I can't. Yes, Josh is fastest Googler in the West. Who will ever stop him? Yeah. It's a battle at the OK Corral.
You very much struggle with opening everything. All right, yeah. Do you want to go through the games?
Yeah, I do. I do. Right. I listen. This is one thing we are very the same on. We like looking ahead, and I saw that list today, and I was excited to talk to you about it.
Chuck says Jack finally gets the tech upper hands and enjoys the shit out of it. Yeah, this is bad. Let's go back to the old days when Jack's internet was garbage all the time. We like those days more.
Listen, you've seen me as a loser many times in Husker sports, but when I become a winner,
you always say
it's even more fun. I know me being a loser, me being made fun of is fun, but when I get on the other side, it's even better.
Yeah,
it's all of that, Jack, but better.
You do always say, like, if Nebraska ever gets good, I'm going to be so annoying. I can confirm, like, I think that you're going to be annoying as hell if Nebraska ever gets good.
Yeah. So cool, you posted it. Great job, Tech Man.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this. Arizona at K-State. Hey, can I give you a college football take that I've got real quick?
I'd love to hear one instead of a tech take.
What do you think? I can't think of his name. The K-State quarterback who transferred to Ohio State.
You figure it out.
The back, Adrian Martinez, not him.
Nope.
The guy who came in for him. Somebody will type it.
Yeah, I know. Howard. What's his name?
Howard.
Oh, come on. Boo, Chuck. You should have let him try to figure it out.
I have a hard time thinking of names. I'm getting old. That you can tell me I'm getting old. I can't think of names quite as quickly. I have a little hunch, Josh.
Yeah.
That he's not going to be great at Ohio State.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that he is going to.
Ohio State is set everywhere except in the most important position.
Yeah. Yep. I would agree with
you. Because didn't K-State kind of, I don't know.
People are very excited about their new quarterback.
And that's what I'm saying. Avery Johnson. I know his name, by the way.
Yeah. People are jacked about the Avery Johnson
K-State,
era.
if he would have stayed, K-State wanted him. K-State fans wanted him gone so Avery Johnson could get going.
Yeah.
Isn't that whole thing?
And it's so weird that that's who Ohio State. Yeah, D'Lo says he's not a great fit at Ohio State. Man, I couldn't agree more. I think he is going to be the weak link. Their weak link for the second consecutive year is probably going to be quarterback. Like, think about that, man.
Can you imagine the pressure on that dude?
You for the last decade or so.
The pressure on that dude and Ryan Day combined, right? Because this is supposed to be their coronation year. This is supposed to be them cruising to the Natty, and it's all going to be. I mean, if they have a problem, it's going to be on Will Howard and Ryan Day's done, right? I mean, I think we can agree on that.
If they lose to Michigan and then don't do anything in the playoff, I think he's going to get fired.
I think if they, man, it might take less than that. It might take just.
What do you mean?
Well, they could beat Michigan, but then go one and done in the playoff or something.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they went one and done, because if they beat Michigan, they're probably winning the conference, right? So they're getting a bye, so they would lose in the quarterfinals. Yeah, that would be. I don't know. I can't. I don't know for sure, because I feel like Michigan, a loss to Michigan and losing in the playoff, I think is fairly easy on what happens next.
This is an interesting storyline about this fall, is the apparent coronation of Ohio State and how it could get screwed up this year.
Yeah. They're supposed to be loaded. They're and I agree with Josh. Ohio State's not losing to Michigan. I agree. I think
that's why I said I think they don't need to lose to Michigan to have that.
That said, I think they could lose to Oregon. That game's up in Eugene, man. That atmosphere is going to be awesome. It's going to be a really great atmosphere.
Sorry, I brought up Case that looking at that first game, Arizona at Kansas State, made me think of Kansas State. How about Kansas State? How about the state of Kansas maybe having arguably the two potentially most exciting running quarterbacks in the nation, maybe far. Overall quarterbacks in the nation in some ways.
By far.
Like Daniels, I don't know. I think you could make a argument that Daniels, when he played last year, he was going to get himself in the Heisman race. He was just like super fun and electric, and he's going to have crazy highlights if he stays healthy. Daniels, but for Kansas.
Yeah.
Like that state has way too much quarterback talent right now.
I think Kansas has some pretty fun football games too. Throughout the
season. So that's the first Friday night, Arizona at K-State.
Yeah.
No Big Ten team then.
And by the way, real quick, notice the date on that. It's the 13th. So I wonder if we're going to learn any more Friday games, because there'll be in the days to come.
Because there's some Friday games on that opening week. Like I assume Michigan State will go to that Friday night. They always do.
Yeah, there'll be some Thursday stuff that's going to come out. Yeah,
Minnesota's always on that Thursday night, it seems like. Well, we were on it with them.
Yeah.
So that's the first week of these NBC or what network is this? Fox games. Oh, Fox, yeah. It says Fox right next to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then Illinois, Nebraska, and then how about Washington at Rutgers for the Travel Bowl in week number 3?
Yeah.
The Fox games.
Well, and not to skip ahead too much, but I'll just do it now and we can talk about the other ones. Rutgers at USC on Friday, October 25th is an 11 p.m. Eastern time game, which is perhaps the most hilarious kickoff in the history of college football.
I didn't see that part of it.
Do you remember, and I don't know if you ever did this, but I know back in my days when I used to stay up late and just drink rum straight from the glass, I know it's 2018, Josh. It's a different time. I'd throw on those like Hawaii games at midnight on some random stream and plug my laptop into my TV. Dude, if I was still a night owl, Rutgers at USC kicking off at 10 o'clock Central, it's basically going to end at 2. Like that is incredible for people who stay up late and watch college football.
Yeah. I didn't realize that one had a different start time. That's interesting. Because like even the Oregon one.
World Series game 1. That's why. It's going to come on after the World Series.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have my Royals stuff on too for that. Wow. Okay, so Washington at Rutgers on the 27th. So going back now, Michigan State at Oregon getting a Friday night.
Do you remember when that was a huge non-conference game like a decade ago? Like when both of those teams did a home and home? Yeah, that'll be fun as hell. Maybe. I don't know. For the record, I am selling my stock on the Jonathan Smith era at Michigan State. I'm selling my stock on it after some stuff that I've heard. So
I don't know that I need to hear.
Not like that off the field. Just like he seems like maybe a goober. So
Northwestern at Maryland. Okay. That's what Friday night games are for, right? That
definitely. Friday night's a great night for that matchup. Friday night's a great night for Maryland.
They should have a song like a Carrie Underwood type song for these Friday night games.
I'm down with that.
Oregon at Purdue. That's kind of a weird matchup. Just having these teams from the West Coast is just going to be so bizarre. Then the Rutgers game that you said. Iowa at UCLA. Ooh, they're going to show
that is fun as hell, man.
They're going to show the sunset in that one. I promise you that right now. Actually, it's at 8-7. The sun will already be set at that point. So that'll be daylight saving time. Wow, they're going to deprive us of a Rose Bowl sunset.
I know.
That's
The
sad.
sun will already be down. Very
See
sad.
if we could get Fox to adjust that game time. We need to see the sunset, especially if it's Iowa and UCLA.
Hey, Jack, maybe they'll put the cameras on the sunset earlier in the day. So they'll say, hey, this is what it looked like a few hours ago.
You may have missed this earlier.
The sunset.
UCLA at Washington on Friday, November 15th. That's just Pac-12 game. So, okay.
Yeah.
Purdue at Michigan State. I assume they're doing that in the Detroit stadium.
Got to,
again?
right? You got to go to a winterized stadium. There's no way you can do an outdoor game in the state of Michigan.
That's what they did last year, right? They did the Friday after Black Friday, didn't they?
They did Black Friday.
The Friday after Black. Yes, you're right. Black Friday. Is it 22nd Black Friday or is it the 29th? I don't know.
No, 29th is Black Friday.
Okay, 29th. And then we go to the random Utah at Central Florida.
Yeah.
Super
Because
random.
the Nebraska, Iowa will be on CBS or NBC. There will be another game on CBS or NBC in the Big Ten. So they just don't have a Big Ten
There's an NFL game now, which I didn't even watch last year.
Yeah, that'll be at like 1 o'clock.
And then the Mountain West Championship. All right,
Yeah,
that's good. I just want to talk about some games. I just want to say some teams and talk.
Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
I like to do that. I like people just saying teams or saying games and then talking like guys, like dudes talking about college football. That's gonna be
our podcast this summer. Let's just say some game names.
Just say
and
some
let's
teams
say some
or some players.
Yeah.
Just say some stuff and then see where it goes. Right.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Corey, see what happens.
Corey, talking about late kickoffs, says I blacked out before halftime of the game we played at Fresno State that kicked off at like 10:30. First and only time I woke up on a Sunday and had no idea how the Husker game went.
That game was so weird.
I was also very, very inebriated that night. I did remember going to bed knowing Nebraska won. I don't know if I could have told you the score, and so I rewatched it the next day so I would know what to talk about before work on Monday.
I stayed overnight. Actually, Johnny and I both stayed overnight at one of my buddies' house who had a kid his age too.
That's some dude stuff right there.
That's dude stuff. Like I said,
sleepover.
That's just dudes being dudes, loving college football is what that is.
Were you drunk off of rum and coke that night too, like I was, Jack?
I don't think I was super. No, I remember very much the night. So
all right,
I still do. I remember those white unis.
Yes, they did wear the all white uniforms.
Yep, the all white unis, all of that. So.
G Merle, I was drunk and got irate as Seath Carter was open all night long. Nice. Seath Carter. What a name. What a blast from the past.
Crap.
Good times.
Let's see. What other sport? We need to talk about some other sports, don't we? Anything else?
Well, I had to turn off my TV because my internet was being bad, so I don't know what's going on in the Timberwolves game.
I was going to say I started watching some NBA lately.
Yeah, it's been awesome, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I mainly watched the Timberwolves series, so because that's been the most interesting one to me. But I'll probably start watching them all now. I would think. I really started to find myself pulling for the Timberwolves. So, Anthony Edwards is like I knew of him, but I don't watch the NBA close enough to know how fun that he was to watch play. So, like he's easy, and Karl Anthony Towns is pretty easy to cheer for. So. For a guy like me who doesn't have a team, they're
local.
They're localish.
Local.
They're localish, and they have a good story. Since they haven't won for a long time, so yeah, I've kind of adopted them for the rest of the playoffs at least.
There you go. Nice. Dave Fight on YouTube says poor McEwen is still triggered about how hot it was in Fresno. Yeah. Anytime Sam McEwen brings up the Fresno State game, he mentions the open air press box and how it was 1,000,000 degrees that night. I have heard Sam tell that story many times. I love Sam. Here's a fun new game that I want all of you to play when this upcoming football season gets going. He will mention, when he mentions the Bears, he will say, I root for the Bears, or I am a fan of the Bears in every tweet. And the Browns is his wife's favorite team.
I know that.
Yes. But it just, he always adds the qualifier. And maybe that's just the journalist in him. He wants everybody to know what's going on. But he's like, I'm watching the Browns, comma, my wife's favorite team, comma, and such happened on the field. It gives me a chuckle every single time. Just like Husker for MU. Sam's Fresno Heat is Chattel's Skywriters too. That's funny. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just thinking you and Sam and his wife and you and Risk could have some kind of a documentary on Nebraska sports media who disagree with their wives on their favorite NFL teams.
Yeah, but I think Sam is okay with the Browns, whereas I despise the Eagles and hope that they lose every game this year by 40. So it's a little different. I think he'd be happy if his wife's team won a Super Bowl.
I know we've talked about this a lot. I can't imagine, if my wife were a huge Iowa fan.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it, Josh.
Wow. Interesting.
Like, I don't think it would have got. That's an interesting scenario because Nebraska and Iowa weren't that much of a thing when we were together because the Big 10 and the Big 12 were separate. But if that happened whilst we were married, I don't know. I don't know how that would have went.
Yeah, and I knew what I was getting myself into going into the relationship.
you
Like, it
you
wasn't
at
like a
least knew,
surprise. Yeah.
right? You at least knew, and I did too because she wasn't super into Iowa sport. She's become a much bigger sports fan than she used to, and it's all related to Nebraska. So, I did a good thing. I turned her, but yeah, that would be tough. That would be really tough right now.
It sucks because like the schedule came out and the Eagles, their schedule is very beneficial in a lot of ways. They have like a ton of home games at the end of the season, and she's like really happy. And I'm like, I'd rather not talk about this. We don't have to talk about it. It's okay. I don't want to hear good things about the Eagles. It's fine. So yeah. Ben says my girlfriend went to Rutgers and I'm getting her into Nebraska. Wow.
See, if you need any tips on how to do that, I did it. I had a conversion in
I did that.
My relationship.
Gene says that's some Democrat Republican dichotomy stuff. Yeah, truly. We both like hate each other's teams. There is no reaching across the aisle. That is not ever going to happen with our teams.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife and I are aligned on sports and politics. I don't know if we really are on anything else, though.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Of things to be aligned on, I'd say that those are some pretty good
sports, politics, religion. We are on all the big things, none of the little things whatsoever.
You'd rather that, right? You'd rather Keena unequally yoked AF. Speaking of the Bible. Yeah, like, those are good things to be to agree on. Politics and religion, I would say are, that's good. You don't want to disagree on
sports, the big three, right? Politics, religion, and sports.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yep. That's
pretty nice.
That's all of those. Other things though, like, what to do for fun, whether to have people over or not.
It's like, what does she want to do for fun, and what do you want to do
nothing.
for fun?
I mean, she does not have a high social need compared to me. And she works a lot harder than me, obviously. Nice. So like
you do wake up at 4:45.
She comes home and she wants to be a homebody.
Yeah.
I want to get out. I want to start socialing it up. I want to have dinner.
Wait a second. Every time we get to Saturday, you're always jealous because I'm going to the brewery.
I want to have dinner parties.
You never go to the brewery. That's socializing. Why don't you go to brewery?
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, number one, I mean, that's part of the reason why is because she probably doesn't want to.
Just say I'm heading to the brewery.
Just
See
me?
you later.
I think I will. I'll do that next Saturday and be like, you know what? I'm going to the brewery. She'd be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Come to Omaha. Come to Monolithic. Let's go have a beer.
I'll just say that. I'll just be like, I'm driving to Omaha to the brewery. And she'd be like, that makes no sense whatsoever.
But would she give you her blessing? Would she say, have fun?
Like, if I wanted to, sure.
Yeah, see, so maybe
it'd just be super bizarre.
You're always so jealous of me and breweries.
No, the reason
maybe you should just try to go to breweries.
Josh, the reason I can't is because I have crap to do.
Like what?
I have crap to do. Don't you have crap to do?
Read
every Saturday. Read? I don't mean read.
What do you have to do?
Josh.
What things do you have to do? You have a kid in college. Your other
mow and bring my daughter somewhere and get
Tell your
groceries.
wife to.
Yeah, you're right. That's what I need.
Ask your wife to. Let's go from you. Josh doesn't have shit to do. Look, I gotta walk the dog. I gotta walk the dog.
Thank you, Bev. Somebody who lives a normal suburban.
I don't have kids.
Family house life. Somebody help me.
It's
Your
great.
Saturdays are not. They don't sound anything like Josh's ever. Never, ever.
Hey,
ever.
I clean. I vacuum the apartment. I clean the bathroom. That's usually my Saturday That's part of my Saturday activity. Throw on a podcast.
Clean the bathroom.
Clean the bathroom. It's important. You got to clean the bathroom, do some laundry, get stuff done.
Laundry
so I do
is
things.
Another one.
Yeah. But look, everyone's always like, how do you have time for X, Y, and Z? I don't have kids. So it's like, I kind of have this. I have bonus time.
I mean, I barely do at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like you have plenty of time.
It's not just that. It's crap. It is house crap.
Yeah, I don't have house crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I do. Again, I do clean the bathroom. So
I'm excited for you guys to get a house.
That'll be nice.
And then but
I'll have stuff to do.
You don't. That's the thing. You don't even need kids. You just need a house.
Yeah.
Right. And then
Liz said that she wants to be the person that mows, which I said sounds good to me.
Oh wow, I would push back on that.
Why?
Mowing is the best of the chores.
No. I'd
Yeah.
rather vacuum the house. I'd rather vacuum.
What?
Yeah.
Well, number one, first of all, vacuuming the house is like I don't know. It depends how big of a house you live on, but that's not even a comparable job. But mowing is the best of the jobs.
Like
Of
what?
the-
So okay, what else is it? What are we talking about? Mowing? So you like mowing more
Name
than
me a
what?
if you can name me any other household chore, there's no one that I'll say I prefer to mowing.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely better than like cleaning
It's
the bathroom.
out of doors. It's out of doors. It's away from everyone.
See, but I do run. That's what I run. Like I get that. I get that part in my running.
And you can listen to
Again,
audio.
running.
And then there's a beautiful product when it's over that you can stare at.
Yeah, see, I don't care about that stuff.
And it's
I don't get a boner about my
and it's
lawn.
exercise. Jeez, wow. You running really is taking the fun out of mowing for you. It's too bad.
I
It's
never
sad.
liked mow. I've never been a mow guy. It's never been my jam. I'm
Yeah,
kind of
Keena's
jealous
like-
of all you like people on Twitter that are like, "Oh man, look
Wow.
at my lines."
Keena says no one has a satisfying beer after folding laundry. Right. Or like emptying the dishwasher. I don't sit there and stare at the dishwasher like I do my lawn afterwards. See, that's a totally different. Wow, look at all the people who say mowing sucks.
Yeah. I feel
Wow.
like you have been gaslit into liking mowing by
It's my own by society.
people
You
want
think
to
society-
think mowing is fun, but it's really not fun. You
Exactly.
smell like garbage afterwards. See, you probably stink right now. You mowed
Right.
and you didn't shower. You probably are gross.
Yeah, John and I actually talked about this on the show, and he agrees with me. Thank goodness.
What's that? You want to sit in your stink?
Wait, what are you accusing? You say we don't shower soon enough after the. I don't know what the critique is here exactly.
Well, you didn't tell me what you and you and John agree on, so I really don't know what you're going for.
Oh, that we
here.
like mowing.
Oh no, yeah, I just
Yes.
aren't you wearing your mowing shirt?
I mean, it can be used for that. Yes.
Oh, I thought you mowed earlier. I thought you
I did.
Did you shower?
I didn't. No, Josh, I
Ugh,
didn't shower.
That's disgusting.
Okay, shit.
You smell like gas and sweat. That's gross.
Well, it's not. Listen, we're on YouTube. We're not on Smell-O-Vision here, so we should
I
be
know,
fine.
but you can still smell yourself.
Pretty good.
Interesting.
Pretty good. Pretty nice. I like it.
Biff says mowing sucked hard when I got home after being gone for 10 days and we had 4 inches of rain. I should have hired someone to bail, not barrel Josh, you weirdo, my yard. Yeah, did I
Oh
ever
my
tell you
gosh,
that?
Biff, you didn't mow for 10.
Yeah,
Wow.
that sounds horrible.
Yo.
Yeah, that doesn't
All right.
sound fun.
All right.
Wow. This pod, I don't even know what we're going to name it, and I don't even know how to describe it, but I had a wonderful experience.
Yeah, what happened? We got on YouTube and all of a sudden I grew confidence and
Yeah, I don't
You
really
know,
like that.
it's a new, I don't know what it is.
By the way, there was a comment from Why Not Hoiberg, which I'm
On
pretty
YouTube.
sure I knew that he was in the I-80 club, but I feel like I forgot that. Says, I love the meme about how my childhood punishments have become my adult hobbies, i.e. staying at home, staying in my room, missing parties.
Going to your room.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Going to bed
Yeah.
without dinner.
And Husker Frame, he says, wait, did Josh once say hay barrel? Yeah, I thought that they were barrels of hay. Or wait, what did I say, Biff? Yeah, I thought they were barrels. Hay barrels, not hay bales.
Someone also had a typo that said
Yeah.
breast Sears instead of Brett Sears.
I was wondering
So,
what was
that's a-
going on
yes.
with that. I just saw a lot of people
That's a
commenting about breasts.
Breast, yes, that's
I was
very
like, what
different.
the hell did I miss?
That's a very.
By the way,
very
Huskers are still up 5-2. To which Husker from you says, JFC, get out of Omaha. No, man, I'm a city slicker. This is what you get. What you see is what you get with me. They're barrels of hay.
Wow. You
Yeah.
can't get a house soon enough. Can I help? Can I?
Jack.
I mean,
yeah,
I am
but
helping in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're partners in this.
Every time I'm hilarious, that bumps your checking account up.
Does it? Are we getting? Hey, can we get some hands in the chat? Let's get some super chats going. Hook us up with that extra coin so I can buy a house and do chores.
I do something funny. More people like it. Word
Interesting.
spreads, and then all of a sudden you got a house. It motivates me
Well,
to
this is
continue to provide quality content, so I can see you have to deal with housework on a Saturday instead of. Oh, you busy on Saturday? Yeah, I'm busy because I got to read so much. Oh,
It's
God.
awesome.
Oh,
Dude, I know.
you
I've been
punch
killing
me
it
in
lately.
the gut when I hear you say that.
By the
Oh
way,
my
this is a
God.
perfect time to say if you are listening to this podcast after Saturday and you have not subscribed to our Patreon, I would say, Jack, dare I say that there
Dare I?
has never been a better time to join the I-80 Club. I would say that our night one of the YouTube experience went fairly well. It seems like people dug it. You can go to patreon.com/I80 Club. You can subscribe for as low as $3. We tentatively have some plans to maybe get the first tier access to the live podcast moving forward. We just got to kind of figure out what we exactly want to do. / are we going to stay on YouTube moving forward? But yeah, if you think Jack is hilarious and you would like to help me buy a house, patreon.com.
That would be the reason.
Club.
And so we can stop Josh from saying things like Saturdays are impending because I have too many fun books to read.
Yeah.
And too many breweries to go to.
Yeah.
Get his ass out in the garden.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get me out in the garden.
Get your ass out on a bike on the streets of Omaha carrying a gas can. That's what you need a little of in your Saturdays.
Lots of titles coming in. One was Jack on a bike with a gas can. David says YouTube sitting in your own stink. Lots of potential titles. Lots of potential titles.
On the YouTube, Garen says, got to get those numbers up to get monetization. No super chats are available.
Oh, sad.
We can't do those yet.
I don't know. Or we don't have it turned on, so we would also have to do that too.
Yeah, don't forget to like. Oh, can I do this for the first time? Don't forget to like and subscribe or whatever.
There you go.
Like,
oh yeah, by the way,
I've seen that on so many YouTubes. I've never got to do that on my own.
Yeah, and
subscribe.
Yeah, one more thing on that. If you are listening to this on Saturday and you were like, wow, everyone keeps saying that Jack does a lot of weird stuff with his hands, we will unlock this podcast. It is available for you on YouTube. So as Corey says, smash that subscribe button.
Smash it.
Smash the subscribe button.
It. Don't
we
don't
will
double click it because then it could unsubscribe and then don't click it too many times. I thought on my Mac I could make hearts and stuff.
Yeah, we will unlock the YouTube video after Saturday. So, all right, Jack, do we want to say goodbye to the podcasters? And I don't know, how do we want to do this, because the pillow talk ends if we click end stream.
Pillow talk?
Yeah, or we can just say goodbye, podcasters, and then I can edit out whatever we talk about after the pod.
Yeah, more editing for you. That'd be good.
Yeah. Oh, I guess never mind. It would stay up on YouTube. So I guess we just got to say goodbye to everybody.
We just got to say goodbye. We can go on the Discord. We go to the Discord and have unrecorded pillow talk.
There we go. Yeah, we'll just type.
We should have a pillow talk channel.
There we go. That's the $20 after
show
here.
The after show.
Yeah, it's like Howard Stern. How his lackeys do a radio show about the radio show.
The after party. Yeah. That'd be good. Make the last 30 seconds of Jack spazzing on the animated GIF. That must have just been on Discord where I was so excited to get this Mac rebuilt so I could have the hearts and balloons on my screen. And
you must have an old Mac.
No, I'm running. I don't remember what it is. One of Yosemite or El Capitan.
Yeah, you should have that then.
I don't know what it is. No, it's actually an older one. So
yeah. All right. See, stop moving around so much. You just have to sit here for like 5 seconds. Jack, just put up 2 fingers and just hold it. Why are you so weird? All right, say goodbye to the podcast, Jack.
I waved goodbye with my fingers in case balloons came.
In the words of Jack, goodbye, podcasters.